My girlfriend mocked me, saying, "What's the matter? Afraid of a little rivalry?" She was talking about her overly familiar new coworker. I replied, "Rivalry? This isn't a game." She found out it wasn't when HR summoned them both. I'd sent the company security footage of their friendly embraces to corporate. They both lost their jobs. I, a 28-year-old guy, am sitting here with a beer, still reflecting on the chaos of the past month. My now ex-girlfriend, Sarah, 26, learned the hard way that some games aren't worth playing. We'd been together 3 years, sharing an apartment for one. We worked at the same huge tech firm, but in different departments, me in IT systems, her in marketing. We'd never had issues with workplace boundaries until Ethan, 31, joined her team 2 months ago. It started innocently enough. Sarah mentioned the new guy was super outgoing and talented. Fine, no big deal. Then came stories about how he'd bring her coffee every morning, made just how she liked it, how he'd stay late to assist with her projects, how he was hands-on and gave amazing shoulder rubs when she was stressed. The first time I raised a concern, she brushed it off. "Babe, he's like that with everyone. Very European, you know?" Ethan was from some Eastern European country, apparently excusing everything. When I asked if he gave shoulder rubs to Tom in finance, she got defensive. Things escalated when she started coming home later, always talking about Ethan. How witty he was. How he got marketing in a way others didn't. How his ideas were groundbreaking. I'm not the jealous type, but something felt wrong. The breaking point came 3 weeks ago. Over dinner, she casually mentioned Ethan had invited her to a marketing conference next month. Just the two of them. The company would cover hotel rooms. When I said it seemed inappropriate, she rolled her eyes. "God, Ryan, what's wrong? Scared of a little rivalry?" She smirked. I set down my fork. "Rivalry? This isn't a game, Sarah. Everything's a rivalry, babe. That's how the world works. Ethan gets it. He's going places." She sipped her wine. "Maybe you should take notes instead of acting so insecure." "I'm not insecure. I'm pointing out your coworkers crossing lines." She laughed. Actually laughed. "Lines? We're in tech, not a law firm. Relax. Besides," she leaned back, "rivalry keeps relationships exciting. Maybe if you weren't so predictable, I wouldn't enjoy the attention." That hurt. But what really got me was her expression. Like she enjoyed seeing me rattled. Like my discomfort was fun. "So, this is a test?" "Life's a test, Ryan. Ethan makes work interesting. He pushes me. When's the last time you surprised me?" I slept on the couch that night, not because she made me, but because I needed to think. What Sarah didn't know was that my role in IT systems gave me access to more company systems than most employees, including security footage from common areas and open offices. I'd never misused that access before, but her rivalry comment kept ringing in my head. If she wanted to play games, maybe it was time to check the score. Update 1, holy crap. I did it. Logged into the security system yesterday morning, telling myself I'd just take a quick look to calm my nerves. What I saw was eye-opening. The coffee ritual? Yeah, Ethan brought her coffee, but he'd show up 45 minutes early every day just to be there when she arrived, waiting by the elevator. Creepy, but not proof of anything. The shoulder rubs? Far more frequent than she let on. I found at least a dozen instances over 2 weeks, and they weren't quick, you look tense moments. These were 5 to 10-minute sessions, his hands gliding down her arms, her leaning into him. In one clip, she closed her eyes and bit her lip. The real bombshell was from last Thursday. End of the day, office mostly empty. They were in the small kitchen area. He had her pressed against the counter, one hand on her hip, the other toying with her hair. She was giggling, doing that thing where she touches someone's chest while laughing. He leaned in, whispered something, and she gave him a look. The same look she used to give me when we first dated. They didn't kiss, but her hand lingered on his chest too long. And when they parted, she adjusted her skirt and fixed her hair in that obvious way. I saved it all. High definition, timestamps clear. That evening, Sarah came home all bubbly. Ethan got the conference approved. It's gonna be incredible. 3 days in the city, all expenses paid. The hotel has a spa. That's nice, I said, not looking up from my laptop. She frowned. That's it? No jealous boyfriend act. You said rivalry keeps things exciting. I'm just giving you space to compete. Her frown deepened. You're acting weird. Am I? Or am I being less predictable? She didn't like that. She started asking what was wrong, why I was distant. I shrugged and said I had work. The confusion on her face was honestly kind of satisfying. Here's where it gets wild. Today at work, I double-checked the security footage policy for legal reasons in case I used it. Turns out, all common areas are fair game employee handbook signed by everyone. Cameras are clearly marked. No expectation of privacy. While reviewing more footage, I found something else. 2 weeks ago, late Friday, the office was empty except for them. In her department's area, His hands were places they shouldn't have been, and she wasn't stopping him. They moved out of camera range for about 20 minutes, then reappeared, hair messy, clothes adjusted. I'm sitting here with a flash drive of evidence. Part of me wants to confront her. Part of me remembers her smirk, her rivalry jab, how she enjoyed my unease. Rivalry, huh? Fine, let's play. Update 2. The past week has been wild. After my last post, I decided to play it smart. Saved all the footage to multiple backups, organized by date and time. But I didn't act right away. Instead, I became the boyfriend Sarah said she wanted, unpredictable. Started hitting the gym at odd hours, took extra shifts, gave vague replies to her texts asking where I was. Out. Busy. In a meeting. The same vague energy she'd been giving me about Ethan turned back on her. It drove her nuts. Suddenly, she was all over me. Cooking dinner, suggesting movie nights, being extra affectionate, even buying lingerie. But she didn't stop things with Ethan. If anything, they got bolder. I kept checking the footage, not obsessively, just key moments. They were getting reckless. Daily lunch meetings, clearly not about marketing, more kitchen encounters, and once, I caught them making out in the stairwell, full-on groping like teenagers. Then the universe gave me a golden opportunity last Tuesday. I was in the server room when I overheard 2 execs talking about a surprise culture walk on our floor to check out department dynamics, especially marketing's new projects. That's when I decided to act. Wednesday morning, I compiled everything, 2 months of footage showing escalating boundary violations, capped by that stairwell makeout from Monday. I anonymously sent a USB to corporate HR with a note. Concerned employee. This is happening daily in marketing. Both individuals are creating an uncomfortable work environment. Then I waited. Thursday was quiet. Sarah came home raving about Ethan's latest presentation, how innovative he was. I nodded and smiled. Friday morning, it all blew up. At 10 a.m., Sarah texted me, WTF? HR just called me and Ethan into separate meetings? Someone reported us for inappropriate behavior. Me, that's weird. What kind of behavior? Her, IDK, but they're super serious. Ethan's freaking out. Probably a misunderstanding. Some jealous jerk from accounting. Silence for 3 hours, then, OMG, they have security footage. Multiple clips. Clips of what? You know what? This is probably your fault. You're in IT. Did you say something? Me. I'm in systems, not security. Say something about what? I don't even know what you did. Don't play dumb, Ryan. I thought you liked games? Rivalry? This isn't funny. They're talking termination. Termination for what? Must be serious. The shoulder rubs. The hugs. They're calling it inappropriate physical contact and a hostile environment. Me. Just shoulder rubs and hugs? Silence. Then, they might have seen us in the stairwell. Doing what? Her. Talking. Must have been some talk. I'm coming home. We need to talk. She stormed in at 2 p.m. Mascara smeared. Furious. This is you. I know it's you. You did something. I sat on the couch calm. Did what? You still haven't said what they saw. Don't play games. I thought you loved games. Rivalry. Remember? She screamed in frustration. This isn't a game. My job's on the line. Neither was our relationship, but you made it one. That stopped her. What? I stood. What's wrong, Sarah? Afraid of a little rivalry? Ethan pushed you, right? Made work exciting? Well, congrats. You competed. How's that going? You spiteful jerk. You spied on me. Cameras are in plain sight. It's in the handbook. No privacy in common areas. I grabbed my packed bag. By the way, I'm staying at Mike's for a bit. Good luck with HR. As I headed for the door, she grabbed my arm. Wait, they want a statement. If I say it was all Ethan, that he was harassing me, maybe. I shook her off. Wow, already throwing him under the bus? What happened to groundbreaking Ethan who gets marketing? Your rival. This is my career. Should have thought of that before making out with him in the stairwell. Her face paled. How did you? Doesn't matter. HR has the footage. Weeks of it. Hard to claim harassment when you're all in. I left her standing there and haven't been back since. Final update. It's done. The relationship and their jobs are over. HR moved fast and didn't hold back. They interviewed everyone in marketing and turns out people noticed. Several coworkers said they felt uneasy around Sarah and Ethan's behavior, and in turn said she avoided the kitchen when they were there because it felt like interrupting a date. Sarah tried everything, first claiming harassment, but the footage showed her fully engaged. Then she downplayed it as just friendly coworker stuff, taken out of context. HR wasn't convinced. The stairwell footage sealed their fate. Hard to call heavy groping a European greeting. Ethan tried flipping the script, saying Sarah chased him, that he was just adapting to American workplace norms. That crashed and burned when they showed him footage of him lingering by the elevator every morning like a stalker. Both were fired with cause last Monday, no severance, no references, and good luck explaining that gap to future employers. Sarah blew up my phone, over 200 texts, from, please talk to me. I messed up, to, it wasn't what you think, to, you ruined my life over petty jealousy, to, I'll sue you, to, I need you, to, you're a controlling freak, to, I'm sorry, come home, to, I hate you, to, can we talk about the apartment? I replied to that last one, saying she had 30 days to find a new place. The lease is in my name, thankfully. She can stay while I'm at Mike's, but I'll be back by month's end, and she needs to be gone. Her reply was unhinged. Without her marketing salary, she can't afford anything nice. Ethan's ghosted her. Her friends are acting distant, probably because they know what happened. Her parents are disappointed. Somehow, it's all my fault. Her last text yesterday, hope you're happy. You won. Your rivalry's over. I replied, there was never a rivalry. There was a relationship with boundaries and respect. You thought those were optional. They weren't. Blocked her after that. Funny how trash reveals itself. Once you see it, you realize the stench was always there. I kept questioning myself, wondering if I was just jealous or insecure. But watching her these past weeks, her manipulation, her refusal to own up, I know I dodged a bullet. A 3-year bullet, but still. A coworker told me Ethan's wife, yep, he was married, that came out in the investigation. Flew in from their home state and the parking lot showdown was legendary. Sarah can add homewrecker to her resume now. I'm doing alright, better than alright. Mike's been a great friend. I found a nice 1-bedroom closer to work. Been hitting the gym regularly at normal hours, even got a promotion. Turns out, when you're not distracted by your girlfriend's rivalry, you can focus on your job. I'll be back in the apartment by month's end and plan to get a dog. Maybe a Labrador. Something loyal that doesn't turn everything into a contest. To anyone dealing with similar nonsense, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. And if someone says they need rivalry to keep things exciting, let them compete for a new job. Game over.